Really, man. Not really.
We're not playing
Just,
better Ascent comp, but it's also
just a stomp.
I believe, making his first appearance on
PRX
the
on defense.
Yeah, we'll see how
Boom
that
on
works
attack.
for him at least. His Astra on Pearl wasn't too
And
shabby.
again, Boom have pretty cool stuff to
Ultimately,
enable the
overall, as a
Phoenix. Like
team,
if they're
need
going
to
up
find
short, they'll
so
salvo,
much
salvo
more.
here to get through the choke.
Boom's
Like they're very
Phoenix
smart
comp
with the
working wonders
salvos.
against Gen G just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
PRX go for a crunch over towards middle, and Berserks is absolutely wrecked. In reaction, they're going to take sight.
From PRX, so you
Oh,
wait
they
out
can't
these
yet.
thorns, and then you just call it go time.
Thorn setup does buy time, allows
Dude,
for
Thorns
something to
are
find that
crazy
pinch through the
strong.
smokes. Though,
Crazy strong in a
Patman,
pistol.
a little bit of a tricky spot, but at least his teammates are right around the corner to bail him out. Famous trying to stay alive, trying to do as much damage as
Yeah,
possible.
very nice.
Holds
PRX
out the
love a
curveball, and
4-1
that's where
pistol,
something
but
bounces.
dude, I'm telling you, when you
People
have
pick up pistol for
the
PRX.
Vice Thorns that
Well,
actually
yeah,
just
big
like
time
stop
talking about prowlers out
the
through
fast
lanes,
reaction,
let's just forget about that,
it's
and
so
let's just take
good.
some good
Because if they
old-fashioned
disrespect
gunfights
this, they're
together
literally on
as
like
a
20
team, creeping up
HP,
mid.
10 HP.
And then back over towards the site where the team tries to go out a little bit earlier than the dark cover
Value,
provides
it's
the
pretty
vision
roof, yeah.
blocking, and well, you're just hitting your shots as PRX. Nicely done.
That's the
It's a
PRX
new
that
patch,
we
yeah it is.
would
So
love
they're
to see.
only
However,
6 seconds, I
maybe not
think,
wanting to let them get it too much into their heads.
instead
They
of
can
the
just
original 10.
gun their way out of every situation. That
Apparently
at
they said in the patch
least,
notes it was
appeared to be
7,
what
but
they were
it's
trying to
actually
do
6
back
on the server.
Pearl. But right now, at least, a bit of an information play in towards this B main area. Smoked off, sheer wall tripped. And Boom, happy to hover around.
Yeah, we'll see how much damage something is going to be able to find in this one.
Wait.
He's got a bit of his teammates with him as well. Of course, so far, Mr. Quack, so good.
Dude, this could have gone
no
worse.
plant able either.
Yeah, a little bit of a duck hunt, especially the Marshall in play, but still, Famous able to fire back with that classic. Some damage being done to PRX's economy. Forsaken
if
in with the ghost
Berserk's
again,
won
though.
that.
He had a quad from before. Can he find another one in this round? It's going to be Patman, who does quite a bit of damage to Famous,
Oh,
but
dear God.
he answers
Runner
back
back.
still.
He has to use the runner back here if he favors his chances, right? You'd get his HP back off it.
Has to get into
Do
a
you use
good
the
enough
run it back
position to
though?
pop it off,
It's
though,
such
at
a weird
least.
position.
Yeah, I would gamble that both
I
is
wouldn't,
great.
well,
45 seconds to play with.
I'd be so
wondering where
tempted to
the
use it.
spike
I
is as
wouldn't
well.
use it
Yeah,
just
you'll
purely
know where the
because
spike is,
if
but
you
the
do the
problem
damage
is
in the next
He's holding
rounds.
onto that running back. He's
He's
just
on
gonna
the
go
right
for
line. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, nicely done from Patman. Pretty calm on that one.
I mean,
enough.
I respect
Incredible
it, not gonna
damage though,
lie, right?
considering
You
they
got a
brought
runner back
nothing into
available for
this.
your bonus rounds. Just can't help but wonder, right? Imagine a world in which he does technically use it to either take a first
could.
shot out with the
Prodigy, thank you so
Marshall,
much, dude. Thank you, thank
connects
you.
with the shot, he then loses it in the trade, and then he's, you know,
Appreciate the
pistol
gifted
pull
Prodigy,
out, he's
thank you for
able
doing
to
that.
then potentially win it, you know. Individual confidence. I mean, you've got the 1 versus 3 where a lot of players might overheat and go quickly for the kill.
Run it back just to
but
do a hill.
2024 Famous
Yeah, but I
players
think they've
settles
done,
himself out,
like,
exactly
what
right,
they
yeah.
did, even in the
This
1v1,
2025,
like,
Something
even getting to the
operate on
1v1
in
is a
third round
giant
this
win for
bonus
Boom.
makes it not look like a bonus
So,
and an opening kill. Well, he's still spotted out
and having the Phoenix ult for this round.
Shiro down first though.
It's apart from Forsaken
Wait,
as
that's
well.
nice
do have
though.
that
They
shit
go
all
for
up by
the
B main,
op
so
over
that
towards
looks to
here,
be
double hold over
PRX's
towards
entire game
middle.
plan. Push out on
Take
opposite
down the
lanes,
Sova,
have
the
device
main
utility
drone, the
block off
main
remaining
way that
ones.
they actually get over towards the mains.
Not that instant pick. It's gonna be Prowler to confirm information right now.
I love this adjustment of the shear up through B, by the way.
It's winning
Unfortunate
Angels
for
at the
Dos that
moment.
He loses that kill.
Times
we
2.
saw in the game against Gen G how Boom wanted to just get up towards these choke points and kind of explode, right? That single shear kind of negates your ability to do that in the surprising fashion.
Yeah, big time mentioned that you know, this was
Yeah,
PRX's
the push for me is kind of crazy, but
Yeah.
intentionally leaving it open.
does mean that dude, they're saving, by the way. Does mean that
Boom to pick it, which means that
they
you
might be able to
probably
hunt a little
expect
bit
a
better,
lot of
seeing as he's just
anti-prepared
cleared all of
the
this.
strats they're gonna
Like
exploit
right now,
Boom's
they're
current agent
3
lineup.
And I
positions.
do believe that is what we are witnessing. 30 seconds left on the clock for Boom to
We'll say though,
save every single weapon.
PRX,
Taking a look at the
in my
positions as well, though,
opinion,
for PRX,
should
Patman
just
Going
love
on
the
a
free
hunt.
money.
might be
not go
able
for it.
to snuff out a light. Spots out NC slash
Because
Elise
now
does
that's a
get taken
gun and
away.
an armor
The
rebuy.
rest of the team looking to hold on to their weapons given their current credits as well.
Yep. And I mean, this is a bonus round, remember? It ain't looking like the bonus. for
And you got to
PRX.
think of
One
like the money
Guardian,
for Boom,
and the
right?
rest,
Everyone
you know, they're gonna be
surviving is
able
going to get
Operator
1,000.
taking over, all the Vandals and stuff. they'll build
Right, if they
on
die,
enemies,
they
so
get
PRX have put
2-9
themselves
as well,
in a
so it's not
really
like you
good
take
position here
too
on the
much
back
off of them.
this bonus.
You take a fair amount, but it's not
Incredibly
as much as it would be in
well
other
played and
rounds.
Well prepared by PRX. We'll see if they continue to bring that consistency.
Incredible
to
start
the
for
rest of the
PRX.
rounds.
It's like the best possible buy round. They're like the worst
Yeah, the emphasis
possible.
on mid-control
Well,
at the moment for PRX, right? If
they're
they
a
are
pretty
feeling
bad
sharper at the moment and they want
anti-eco,
to
but
actually take the duels, certainly can't falter them if they
That's
are
also
going to
the
be winning
fact
them.
that they
also
are
I think the money's really
you know,
important
as
when
a
they play
team
this
again,
comp
we've got,
because it's
something
so
peeking down catwalk here,
op-reliant.
Forsaken coming out from bot mid.
that having a round like that
We'll
is
see.
great.
You know, losing this round might call for a timeout from Boom, but looking to pull out some answers of their own. DOS9 back on the Sheriff, but
Oh my
something
God.
with a peek out.
Yeah, that's really aggressive and really nice as well because
Great shot.
of DOS9.
Dude, his his
does
jump
Ascent
peak
become
was
when you don't have smokes
actually
available?
perfect.
You've used your blaze, but you're now caught up in mid by the shear. I mean, you're not able to do absolutely anything there as Famous. This
Guys,
round
look
is
at
now
that.
very
That looks pretty
disconnected
shocking
for
from Boom.
And that's Berserks, one of the clutch kings of Pacific now.
He had a really good game last week, but right now with
10
PRX
HP.
answering with force, we got 2 players staring down his barrel, so that's going to be a tough situation to fight out of.
If he won that, that would have turned this round absolutely upside down.
I still want to hold my breath, though. PRX, we've seen them kind of
Something's on the
blunder
correct
before,
line.
you know. At least, yeah, something is able to watch the right line. Look at this little jiggle coming out from Shiro. Something fires back, re-peaks, updrafts away. Etsy Slasher still finding an attack. Special delivery at something's
Nice
feet,
smoke.
but who's on the other side
Damn,
of that clock?
discipline.
It's Divine.
We're getting out of there. We're not re-peaking.
My
goodness. Really nice round from something.
Always going to respect the idea in that one, but the 4-0 start from PRX now. We need to see a little bit more early gameplay from Boom go their way. We've seen a lot of aggression from PRX, but not, you know, kind of disrespectful aggression.
The bar is so low. I mean,
nicely with
it's just rare.
Utility with Forsaken as well.
It's just
playing
rare.
his own duels on these lanes, and if he needs to, he can Prowler, he can Haunt.
Okay, incredible
Timeout
start
from
though.
Boom here. Actually getting contested a lot more in this map than the likes of what Gen G was giving them.
Gotta love that comms are flowing for PRX as well. I mean, something continues to find picks like these, you know, looking to contend against the likes of Buzz, Texture, and Famous for, you know, top op kills.
I mean, you got to think as well, if something is going to continue to get on these aggressive
Okay,
lines,
well,
right?
I'll tell you what is
tell you
what is very hard
advantage
at the
of those
moment for
lines
Boom
well.
is
You can
their
play on the back
comp.
with some flashes, you
So
can try
the
and
comp
drone
really
them out, you can
struggles to
keep
get
drones
through
available
just
on
the
these
choke points,
initiators, you
in
can
terms
try
of just
and,
being
you know,
A.
even molly 'em out
You
with
normally have to
salvos.
split and take
There's
middle,
options, don't get me
which means you
wrong,
kind of have to default a
but
little
that's
bit.
not all that we're seeing,
And that's
right?
pretty
We're
hard
not
against
just
an op.
seeing,
You got to be
the operator go in from
very
something,
good
find
with
the
your
kill, and
jump
the round's
peaks
done,
and your
right?
util
Everybody on
usage.
PRX is still maneuvering around the map nicely.
And they
bringing
don't
back
have the
utility down at the
best
moment, adjusting
team
their
for
setups
pushing off
around
an
the
op.
map as well.
They got double
A different
drone, I
look
guess.
towards how this A site now is going to be defended by Devi.
Meanwhile, PRX still looking to possibly abuse this mid control.
Ishiki, thank you so much for
starting to
the
cycle now.
14 months, dude. Appreciate the tier 1.
Shiro's top mid with that dart.
It's somewhat smoked off, and something's going to play happily around that dark cover.
Is this expected though? Quack, that's the problem with jump spot.
Okay, but now
You don't know that Forsaken's tucked
now
behind him.
Forsaken's tucked in, but he does give him
Alright.
full info.
But Boom,
And they
you
can
know,
see that
having
the
fought
turret's
that
off, so
much
he's going to think that...
Pressure and,
Oh no, 'cause the
presence
knife
and
hit, right?
danger from mid before, they're not going to challenge that currently.
Ah,
Forsaken
dude,
has
this is
found
really
optimal
nice.
timing in this
Wait,
round
this is
to
really, really nice.
absolutely
And they got so much
destroy what
delay
Boom
here
are
in
trying
terms
to
of the
set up.
wall.
And yes, I know it's a bit of a savvy eco, but this could be huge for padding stats.
Does DOS9 turn around? Not quite.
DOS dead first again.
Dink sees Prowler. Forsaken
might just be
looking
giving
to
him a gun here,
hardcore his
though,
way
but-
in towards a multi-kill. It's going to be a double at least. Maybe a bit of a weapon handed over onto Boom, but Famous now looking to create more pressure onto the site. The blaze
Nice
wall
shot.
flashes, but something answers. Shorty in hand, repositions to a closer angle. Meanwhile, across the map.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, meanwhile, Berserks has actually just walked all the way over towards B.
Round where you could potentially,
It's a
find the winning
4v2 and they're
timing,
playing
yeah,
like the spikes
amazing.
down over towards
You
A.
can't really do anything now that you've been spotted out by Patman.
Damn, nice little double swing though.
You could not find any space for NC Slasher here.
Fair enough, just to build more points towards that ult, but PRX locking down these angles and sight
Chat.
lines, finding
They're
their fifth
playing...
in this scoreline.
Yeah, and on
They're
the back
playing
of timeout,
together.
not converting either for
We've seen
Boom,
double
but
swing
you would
over
assume
towards
it
B.
was
We've seen
more
double
of a
swing over
conversation for
towards
this round
top
than
A
it's
heaven
gun round
for B.
and how you want to
We've
try and
seen
pivot
the
and find
smoke.
an
Sorry, we've seen
advantage, 'cause
the
really at the moment it's Boom, right?
something
We're
go
not
over
seeing
towards
them
middle.
be able to get into
Forsaken.
these
Make
advantage
sure he's
positions.
holding his extra angle.
Fights, they're losing space
Everything's
around
covered
the
at
map.
the moment.
Meanwhile,
Frosty
this is the
CYT, thank you
PRX
so much,
that
dude. Thank you
everyone has
for
been
that.
wanting to see. Can they keep it up still? Boom now. in
Many
with the
times, thank you
ultimates,
for that,
looking
dude.
to possibly just explode. Not even the quiet creep up.
Yeah, but look who's on the line. It's something.
Bro, how
He's
did
already
he
got
do
one
this,
kill.
man?
At
That's
least there's
nuts.
a trade, I will admit, but
It's a
from
180
rotations
quick
and
scope.
settling
It's a nice
down.
shot.
Yes.
Why
Dude, he
is
takes
at
down the
B side.
Phoenix. He has ult. Like, that's
Water
rough.
down, divide to anchor. Forsaken to check as well. The 0 point will call it clear. Well, that was an across the map 0 point from Patman.
Yep.
I don't know what Shearer's
holds down
doing
the
here.
line up around tree. So Cat is being blocked off now. Does Boom come back into challenge?
Big duel for the newcomer to PRX to win there, and he wants more.
Underhand toss, he tops in.
Dude,
Jing
again,
with, the
with
additional
another
support.
person.
That is very lovely coming out from PRX. Well called. The spike down on the ground. DOS9 to try to do some damage, but Jing not letting him through.
Yeah, it's like we were seeing from Jing when he brought out the Brimstone, right?
Looks-
Sometimes if you've got
chat,
no smokes
looks good.
available, just have your gun up and get ready. In all
Through
your
why you
experience
type
and
in fight, he
timing
knows.
Where you think in that certain position DOS9 might be coming out from. They don't necessarily need to complicate things. I like the mid-round call from, well, maybe I would expect Patman to bring his teammate with him to re-aggress up through catwalk.
They started
because we're
8-0
not
during
seeing an initiative
DRX.
from
I'm
Boom
gonna
in
start
that
believing
situation,
when
right?
there's
Their players
13
down,
next to
they're still creeping
PRX's
up.
name.
Really
During
good grasp
fracture.
on this defensive side at the moment. PRX
Okay,
and
Ullman's
Quack,
Brown
every
with a tier
single
1.
round,
Thank you
they're
so much,
changing
dude.
up how
Thank you,
they're
thank you.
playing the early round of these defenses as well, and it hurts Boom because they're not investing these drones really early on, or they're forced to invest all this early utility, and PRX are going to be extremely happy.
Oh,
if that
chill,
happens.
you guys
They're
don't
gonna
see this.
contend with it for the eventual site hit.
Okay, they
You
didn't.
do
Whoa,
kinda
they
wanna
didn't send
watch
it
for
through the
PRX.
smoke.
They begin to overcook a little bit though. They did leave B a little bit open, but happy to refill back in. Now continuing to hold off mid in case anyone crosses.
He's a
It's
beast.
something. Double found. Continuing to hold the angle
Oops.
again. Forsaken to re-peek back
Still,
towards
it
B.
looked
Main
like a nice flash from
confirms
Patman
Boom's
to set
positioning.
him up.
Smoked off
Timing
once
the
again.
nade's incredible.
Fragment at his feet.
Nice. Spam in
Shot
case
through
they're
the
dodging it.
smoke.
Hold up. Hey, chat, they're looking great.
And now NC slash up.
Trying to
They
play
actually
and stay
actually
alive,
practice
close to
this
the
map
spike.
loads.
Flashed and flushed over to the other position. Now slicing the angle. Patman finds him. The stray bullet catching his helmet. It's going to be PRX with 7 straight rounds in a row.
Yeah, this is the
Dad,
winningest
stop
that
saying
we've seen
stop.
from PRX
You-
so
this is the problem
far,
with you
I will
PRX
admit.
fans.
They've, really
You
got a
can't
great
celebrate
idea,
the
and
small
again, it's on the
wins.
back of
This is a
something
huge win right now.
dancing around on this duelist. Wasn't, really able to do it too much over on Pearl, I will admit, in the early stages especially, but here
You gotta celebrate the
he's got
small
the
wins.
operator in his hand, and we're not seeing a way in which that
You
Boom
guys are all
trying
waiting
to
for it to go
offload
wrong
that.
right now.
He's just getting really hungry for these duels. What was I saying last time we got to cast PRX? I was kind of like, I'm waiting to see Patman on this KO, because when I watch him, I think that it's his best
Banana
agent
CYU with the
position
tier 1.
and
Thank you
all
so
of
much,
his
dude. Thank you,
assistants.
thank you.
And while, he doesn't have too many
Because the
assists here,
small
it's
wins
for
haven't been
the
equaling the big
timing
wins.
and the impact
Yeah,
of
but
his
that's why you
timing
gotta
for
celebrate
his
the small
team
wins.
at the moment. Really well done.
Reading the positions as well. I mean, he has
It's a good push
been
behind on
playing
this one.
initiators throughout his entire career.
Took
Now,
down the
shot
ult
through in the
instantly.
fragment as well, just buys time,
Oh, he's so
blocks off
done
the
for.
lanes.
Oh, he
misses
tried
as
to
well
ult,
for
and I think it
Forsaken, but still
counted.
looking to
It did. He
push
hasn't got his
and
ult anymore.
punish their way through. Not quite happening. Divine watching the flank this time. Okay, but Famous able to answer. That's a Phantom picked up. Spike down as well. A possible round for Boom in our midst.
Oh, spotted. Needs assistance though, he's the only one here.
Jing is alone as well. Something to hold the angles, but ooh! Shoulder spotted. Not quite the angle to hold. It's all down to Jing as he spins around on a swivel looking
Okay,
for the
crazy
frags,
peek.
but DOS9 able to snuff out that light.
Sure.
Yeah, finally
And that
Boom gonna
chat
get
is
on
why you
the
celebrate the
board.
small
A
wins,
little bit
because
of
they never
awkward
last forever.
timing from Famous when he rips out that run it back, and he gets instantly shut down from Patman, who
It's all my
in
fault. No,
amongst
because
the
you
Hunter's
you
Fury
guys
coming
weren't
his
even
way,
celebrating.
tried to
You
survive
guys
by
were
dropping
already
the
this
null command into
doomsday
it and just
before the
wasn't
round
able
happened.
to. Wrong timing before it became activated. I like the crunch idea from PRX as well. Just a couple of these angles though finally going Boom's way. I did get nervous though at the end there. This 1 versus 3, Jing had 3 individual 1v1s he could have isolated, but just not able to do it there. So The
Whoa.
line for Boom is that they're
Doing
on the
it
board,
again.
and DOS9, oh, you are lucky that you were able to escape that one because something was
Yeah,
ready
knife hit. Well,
to
they set
take
one
that
up
fight.
early.
Very
We
close.
definitely
Now
gotta
with that, he's able to
look at the
lock
money
down
a little
this
bit here because
info
we had some
line
rebuys.
across
Two
A
people that
main.
can't buy
Meanwhile,
next.
Boom looking to
Patman is crazy
continue with
confident.
their assault unit towards short, blocked off by
It's a nice
Patman
setup
with
at the
that
moment for
fragment.
PRX, really.
He's just being such a deterrent though here, isn't he?
Still though, both
It's a
teams
great
looking
flash,
to push
just
on
absolutely
every
sends it.
lane. Now back in towards mid. The sheer wall tripped.
Ooh.
Forsaken.
Oh,
just
Forsaken
making
went for a
noise, making his presence
madness.
known.
He tried to get some information spotting on top of it if anyone was close towards mid.
Dude, I think he
Does
wanted
have
to
be
fight.
careful though, because if Boom susses out that he is alone, they might be able to find
Okay,
an opportunity into the B side.
gonna have
Instead,
full
Boom
info over
looking to
towards
collapse in
A.
towards A.
And you have to know that A main is dirty territory. You have to know that something has been pushing here every so often. You've got to watch for it, and they kind of
Nice
do
shot.
with Famous taking that position, but he loses.
It is
life.
over
So
towards A
Waterfall
again,
now looking
locked
for
in
the push
towards
line.
site. Kind of means that they need to
At
push
least
somewhere.
numbers found.
Chemayuki, thank you so much,
Divide
bro.
as well here, Quack. One away from Steel Garden.
Wait, Chemayuki, did you
Boom
just...
looking to keep themselves
you just try what I
deep
think you
into
tried.
the sight. Something still back into the sight lines. Boom cannot give up their current positions. Meanwhile, the rest of the PRX B squad, they have
There it
to
is.
break through the door. Divide finds the first, but Berserk's answers back. Now hopping
Ooh.
off through, Forsaken will be able
Oh.
to find a collapsing shot. Berserk's to answer back as
Oh,
well.
that was
In with the
non-stop,
shorty.
bro.
It's gonna be
It's like
G
an
who
emotional
finds the
roller
double to
coaster within
clean
one
up the
round.
for
Okay, nice
PRX.
trades. They
All of
forced
the
them
trades
down. They
coming
got an
through in
eco. Two
favor
of them
of
can't buy.
PRX as well.
Chemayuki,
Divide
thank you
get
so
the
much.
kill, but he was immediately traded
Okay, you
out by
gifted
Berserk,
7
so
and
the
then you
name of the
gifted
game there
1.
is the fact
I
that
thought you were
Famous
gifting
loses his life
7
towards something,
and then
you've
trying to
always
hide
got
it with the
in the
1
front of your
gifted.
mind that something can just peek out
Chemayuki,
through
thank you
main
so much
and
with
just
the
completely round
7,
this round from there. So
1
a bit
gifted.
unfortunate
Appreciate
for
that. Thank you for
Boom,
the 8
but I
gifted.
think more importantly, just very aware for
He's making
for
the new
likes of
meta. I
PRX
see.
that the
He's a
initiative
trend.
is
It's a trend
get these
star.
kills, distract them around the site. We have, an option. for
Chemayuki,
something
appreciate
to
you
peek
chat.
out
You know
through
what to do.
main if
Get that
needed.
oil slug going.
And that's a bit of
Get the
a
spam
rare
going
sight
in for
these
the 8
days.
gifted. Thank you
Alex
so much.
celebrating in the
Okay,
coach's
not
room.
He's got
that
somebody
great
to
a
get high five
buy.
now.
Oh my god.
And they're kind of far away from most of the ults apart from the Phoenix
Boom
ult.
looking to answer
And
back
it
as well.
looks
They
like
found
Boom
some
might want to
rounds
just
popping
keep it
back
simple.
30s or half
This guy
buys,
can't be ulting
but
with a
the
frenzy though,
rounds that
right?
PRX has had so far, something just reinvest into another
Oh,
op.
in amongst the site, in front of the sheer.
Oh, that's a
Looking to explode
bold
again. Where
play.
has Jing teleported to though? Not quite found just yet. And it's gonna be
Dude,
the
they
off
knew
angle
that he
exploited. Berserk's answer
TP'd.
back.
They knew that he went for it.
Now
Berserk
something
survives on 10
Trying
HP.
to find something close range with the shorty. Meanwhile, the rest of the team looking to waterfall off. It's the Odin
Patman
spam
has
from
no flashes
Forsaken.
left.
The
Disgusting.
double found. Patman dropping down as well. DOS9 now to hold inside of Hell. Can he drag them down with him? The spike not planted. And he's pretty much pinned down. Something looking for the shorty kill, and DOS9 knows it. Oh,
What
still
the
a
hell is
close-range
that?
upshot.
Why
Quick
is he
scope to come
playing
out
it
from
like
something
that?
to close that one. I saw a world in which DOS9 finds that kill, gets from the shadows.
see a
and is
world
maybe
where
able to
DOS9
get out
wins
to get
that
himself
for
some
sure.
time, but the spike would have been in a very untenable situation. Unfortunate, but in the beginning as well, right?
Did
Famous
Dragon
getting in
no
front of
scoped or
that
did
shield, the rest of
he
his team is not
scope?
able to get in to
I would
help
say
him at
quick
that point in
scope,
time,
but-
unfortunately. He has to try and cook for himself around there where he does find that first kill, but again, it's just
God,
the
it's a
trade
full
game.
no-scope.
That's, yeah, that's unfortunate. But
Quick scope.
it's really the trade
An
game at the
actual-
moment that's coming up for PRX. They're ahead of it. They're going
That's
in
a
quick,
fight
they're going
crazy.
slow. They're really keeping Boom guessing with every single round being different to the positions and the first looks.
This is a PRX that is flowing, you know, just double keying. They're finding info lines. They're happy to retake. They're happy to go for these fights.
They're in the flow state.
Boom looking to explode right back though. They've had a bit of success into the A site, now looking to create some of it on towards B, especially with this run at back,
imagine
but
it.
now
Look at
slowed
them.
down by that Seize. Forsaken alongside Petman. Both initiators around the site. Odin spam through as well, but nothing found just yet.
Steel Garden can actually be pretty impactful for Devi here.
He is in position. And he
Doesn't
pops
get
it
too
off.
many of
Spike's
them.
still down,
It's
though.
not.
And with that Steel
I don't
Garden
think the
in
Vice
play,
Ult's
the
great
primary is
here.
jammed up. PRX looking to push through. However,
Sometimes you gotta
Boathouse
think of the
not
Vice
quite
Ult like the
affected by
Killjoy
it.
ult.
Shiro will
If you
be
wouldn't use a
able to hold it
Killjoy ult
off.
there, you shouldn't use a Vice
Still
ult
though.
there. In terms of just radius.
Now Patman trying to push in. Spotted out by Berserks. PRX's numbers starting to fall down now. And it's just something left. Looks to try to save that off,
Like
but
imagine a
does
Killjoy
manage
with
to get
that.
away. That that will be another
We'd flame the
round
hell
for
out of
Boom
the
picked up.
Killjoy.
He's going to skedaddle
You're
on out
free
of there
here
to
and
save that
here.
gun because the money is still a bit of a fickle thing for PRX here. But for Boom, that's another round on the board on this attacking side. Some nice repositioning from Famous as well, who once again can't
They should
really
treat it the
find
same where they
anything
got to
with
take
the runner
this
back. He
map
didn't
control,
immediately
then they
die,
all
but he got
bow.
seized pretty much straight away getting in towards the site. So the only thing he was able to achieve was shutting the market door where one of his teammates was seen and tickled down a little bit, right? Grand scheme of things, doesn't really matter because Boom managed to get on the board. But the best thing that they can hope for at the tail end of this half, I mean, it's going to be the 9-3, right?
That's definitely what PRX has for them at least, but still we'll see if Boom will indeed turn this into a 3. Shiro with the Odin now. And PRX for the first time in a long while, not quite pushing out aggressively.
Yeah. You have Devi with the Stinger, of course, an operator to be heard for something who can challenge around this site. The flash gonna work a treat for Famous.
Goes in for the swing. Something. Bit of a whiff as well. Now spots out Famous, but look at the movements!
Famous is
Just
insane.
sashays himself into the site. PRX,
Didn't
the rest of them looking to arrive
really
on the scene. Patman alongside
love the way
Forsaken,
Devi
trying
played
to
it,
spam
but
their
somehow
way through.
Patman's doing
The
it.
hunt sent out as well. No, it's
Oh, the
seized.
tether,
So the
tether.
Tethers review positions.
Damn,
and
the tether's
Patman
incredible, bro.
finds the quad.
Holy shit, that was sick.
I am Patman.
Knew exactly where he was.
Sent in on the end there.
Dude, Patman
to
did
clean
great
up
on this
the crew
round.
of Boom, and it's done nicely. A very quick retake to come on through, not enabling Boom to establish any seniority in the round, any stability at all. That haunt, absolutely immaculate to come on through from Forsaken, and then I mean, it's not understated to say that Patman just coming up very, very crispy looking on this map.
He's got his patarangs.
Dude, that was probably the
I'll let
best
myself
defense I've ever seen from PRX on
Batman,
Ascent.
yep, okay.
There we go.
No. Doors that way.
Thank you.
2 to 10 makes it very difficult for Boom here if they're not able to pick up the pistol round to start off the affairs, which, to be fair, they've been pretty
Probably.
successful.
I mean, I'm trying to remember if they had something better with like the Harbor
The first one on this
Reyna comp that they used, but I don't think so.
on the first map as well.
Doable
They
for
got the
Boom.
second
It is
and
doable for Boom.
the
Their comp's
previous
really good
series,
on
they're
defense.
pretty proficient as
Very
well.
good at fighting mains. Like incredible at fighting mains.
At least looking to make this a quick map so far. We still have a third one left and unanswered.
Yeah, Fracture if we get there.
Don't want to get too ahead of myself though, at least.
Yeah, question mark for me, not gonna lie. I mean, that's the one where Boom had the choice of Lotus instead. Of course, we'll get to hear a little bit more from the desk if we do get there in terms of the third map, because we are still in the second. We've still got space to see if Boom are going to be able to kind of bring some stuff back for us.
But at least so far, this series has been absolutely delivering on both ends as well. Boom from the first map of Pearl, we're looking to disrupt PRX's attacks. This time, PRX disrupting Boom's attacks. We'll see how it all fares out on towards PRX's attack on their own.
Yeah, just not giving Boom the light of day in the early stage to creep on up to the choke points and then explode on out, right?
Oh, dude, imagine that knife hit the Killjoy. It would have
Watch out
stopped
for
this
at
whole
least now
setup.
Shiro happy to collect on some
He's
information.
incredibly close. Pop flash looks good. Does the molly wreck
Have
him?
arrived, but
Oh
everything
my
has been
god.
smoked off as well.
He
Look at
caught him with
something
a
dive
flash out.
Straight in towards Famous. The dive bomb exploding.
Dude, Shiro has to kill
away
too.
happily. Shiro in with the shock dart as well. Tries to track his head across, but
Oh
something
my god, look at him go.
continues to flick.
Yeah.
Looks for the quad, but shut down right now.
He maybe gave him a chance, but he did win the round for him. Morpheus United with the tier 1. Thank you for the 23
Spike
months.
will happily go down as well. Not much in terms
Thank
of
you, mate.
utility for Boom. Just a paranoia as well as a dark cover. Market being blocked up as well. Not much can be done. NC Slasher for a bit of a trade. That should pretty much be it. DOS9 still trying to find as much as he can though, but Devi will happily tap away.
Damn, dude,
Right,
2-0.
pistols go to PRX.
2-0 on the
Something
pistols.
to start off as well. You know, your old classic. If you want to take some market control.
They got a
when,
force
when
on
KO was,
defense.
you know, kind of first introduced, we did see it a good idea to get some blades, or you try to get some flashes and some mollies in towards market and send your teammate in. Change things
something's
up as
looking
well.
great.
Nice self-sufficient play to come out from something to just dash himself into his own smoke and go for the challenges. You know, you're kind of looking towards PRX to really just catch Boom off guard here. In that round, you're going to force Boom up. They need a leg to stand on. Got to go toe-to-toe somehow. try to upgrade some weapons, get absolutely overrun on this A site.
Especially with all that utility. Needing to respect the
Nice
space that is being claimed by PRX. Fragment now.
Nice util to make
Just
sure the
allowed him
spike
to
can
shut
get
down
across.
that door and Boom's faces. Oh, look at that. Still spamming through.
Something for the opener once more.
Looking like shades of his old self. Still back in the site. Knowing that the door is broken, they're looking to re-peek back into it. Look at the dive in with Famous.
My.
Okay.
Oh,
Strays
boy.
away with that stinger shot. Now Shiro back
Oh,
in.
God.
Sea Slasher answering back as well. Now just down
That was
to
nuts,
Jing.
though.
Tries to reposition into the smoke, but is that going to be enough? The stinger
Well,
sprays not quite favoring him.
They had it, and then they
Famous
decided
instead.
to all send it through door.
Well,
It was a
not gonna
classic
say
Paper
Matt
X
went to
round.
Paper X at the moment. That stinger. I mean, something.
I mean,
about
that was
the
nuts
Stingers
from
doing
Famous.
Things that they shouldn't. Tail end bullet able to find the double there for him, but hey. We're going to see Boom at least hold on
Like,
and
here
stay
you
above
chill.
that map point. Most
But
importantly,
instead,
I think the questions are really going to be, you know,
with full
the depth
person
at which
push
they're gonna
door
be able
in a
to
5v3.
potentially gather consecutive rounds, right?
When you know they
7 in a
forced and they have
row from
Stinger
Paper X to
into the
start off this
crossfire,
map. You
when it
cannot
would never be a
forget
crossfire over towards
dominance
site.
in the scoreline like that.
Still good. Still good unless they
Definite
lose, then that was the
chances
big
for Boom
round
to answer
which made it
back. I
happen.
do believe there was, you know, a 10-2 comeback for one of the teams in the other regions.
Yeah, if you went to bed at the 10-0 mark, yeah, and then you come back and they lost that, yeah.
So not impossible for Boom.
I was one of those that went to bed at the 10-0 mark.
I mean, how could you not? But still, you know, we are in Pacific after all time zones. You know, it is what it is. But Boom happy to find as much as possible. Holding B main down back into its catwalk as well. The drone coming out. Nothing spotted. So just Famous to listen for those pistols clanking through.
I love
flashes, and he's looking for kills because Berserks is right up around the back. He's got the blazes to heal himself off as well.
They played anti for that flash. They expected it, but trades available for Boom. And now Jing. Damage. Just some cheeky damage here. Not going to be able to find it.
Okay.
Famous will have the run it back going.
Who's got
into the next
ults?
round,
Famous
where
has his
we're gonna
ult.
get a look
Something has
onto
his ult.
Paper X's attacking side when they've got the weaponry, they've got the Blade Storm available. If something, you know, just wants to kind of jive in quickly, cut him down to size.
And this is where, you know, if you are Paper X, you need to recognize what Boom can possibly pull off.
Yeah, I think
recognize the trade protocols.
I
from
think
the first map.
momentum-wise, right now though, for Paper X is they're really feeling how they're playing
Where's
this
my
map.
Phoenix? Got the
what
worst
Boom's
gun.
weaknesses are currently the slower pace game that they had on that attacking side, but they are pulling out a play of Paper X's, going for the early control. They don't have an operator, but they've got assistance to gain some win control over an A. Send the rest of the team to look back at the deeper sides of Spawn and B.
And that does keep, you know, a single player from Paper X invested in towards this.
Okay, well, it's a lot of map
position.
control.
So
They take mid and
I heard
return
the
for A
numbers
main.
across the other portions of the map.
Yeah, those salvos as well.
Into
give
the
you
drone
idea
over
that
towards
Boom
B,
weren't 100%
because this as
confident
well,
that
so at the
Paper X
moment,
got deep enough.
Boom have incredible info.
30
They also
seconds,
just
Boom
peeked
spent
and
quite a
saw
bit
the
just to
KO
find
again.
information all across the map. Nothing found towards
And
B.
Famous
Now
use one flash.
finding a little bit more
Clear it.
towards A, and Paper X continue to rotate everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude, these two have been
Possibly
dueling for like the last
in
40
towards
seconds.
Market. Berserks is holding the angle though. Finds the first and continues to burst his way through. Down to 9 HP, hit by the paranoia now. But Jing looks towards the back.
No, the turret
Oh,
finished him off as well.
That's
Oh boy.
possibly got to be the worst thing to happen right now, and that's just a Vi left. Might be able to get his way into the site, but you're 1 against 5, buddy.
But let me tell you the story.
Don't want to
Paper X were
overreact, but I
looking for
would
map
time
point
out if I'm Paper X
against
after
Boom,
this
and
one.
Mai got the plant
I
and was
didn't
caught
love
with
that.
his knife out, and Shiro took him down.
The end.
The end. No, not the end here. Boom, though, a flawless round
a Viz-
to find against Paper X's
Viz
first gun
yeah.
round here, where
Visionarex.
Famous commands a lot of space
Visionarex,
over at A.
right?
I'm
With the
thinking
two
that
maps?
there is a
Thank you for
heavy
the tier 1,
investment
bro.
in utility, as you were talking about, right? Salvo's deep
Gonna
in,
call you a
shock
Viz.
darts used early in towards tree, a dark cover, a blaze as well, really trying to navigate them down in through towards mid, where there is a bit of a crossfire here, right? Berserks and NC Slasher, very aware, dodging a lot of the utility as well. The fact that the flash comes a little bit late from Patman and the paranoia doesn't take NC Slasher there. You know, a couple of differences, right, that could have completely turned the round on its head. But for Boom, Those are the sort of things we
Okay,
need to
no
be seeing.
timeout. Let's see what someone can do as knives. They want to go
Doing just that.
for last B.
Repeat a lot of it as well. Famous still sitting on that run it back. PRX this time on a bit of a half buy.
No?
Something does have the blades though.
Shearwall's going to keep some respect over at B main as well for them.
Okay, wall goes in, so they get to see if they re-clear over towards
I
B.
wouldn't mind the idea if Boom want to get a little
Looking
bit
like a
proactive
double
to try and
warp
contest
default
into
to
it,
make sure they have
divide
Fatal
looking
into next
after it.
round.
It is the lesson equipped round from PRX 2, right? But Famous is pushed very far up.
Something that is completely unexpected for PRX, and Famous goes on a tear.
Okay.
Flashes back in just to check even more as well.
Guy's
The
crazy.
spike has been picked up.
Now he can settle.
And
Again,
he's
I
just
don't
happy to
recommend
sit
it against
onto it.
Nico, but
5 versus 2. These are the sort of rounds for Boom that you just need confidence to win it cleanly
he's
from
wrecked him.
here. You don't want to see anyone overheat.
Haven't quite done too much of that, especially not from the previous map either. Boom looking to be a very controlled version of themselves. Something though, blades will whiz right by.
Yep. Now the dart has to be dodged from Divide, who is once again in a 1 versus 5.
30 seconds left.
What's the story this time?
Oh, he gets one. I didn't see that.
He's gonna find more kills, right?
Nah, probably not.
Straying back in,
Oh my goodness.
looking for more sprays. He does!
Oh my god.
Oh, bro, I'm talking.
He ended up doing so much damage.
It's looking to be a flawless round from Boom. The turret that spots out a player
okay,
in B main.
Gets is
where
all the one away
something
from Fatal.
bursted
Do
off.
they
You've got
time out?
immediate
Yes.
special
Alex is
delivery
getting
from NC
involved.
Slasher. I'm trying to give credit
Could
to
be
all these
relatively
quick
simple
utilities to
plan.
come
Time to
out
get an
after
orb and
Famous
Fatal.
starts off the round, and then you're running
Or they could
into
just use
Divide
Visor.
with a yeehaw old classic
Visor over
boy.
towards B, super strong.
He just comes out with that. He's on 4 HP, and he gets him out with the stick. Like, man.
A yeehaw classic.
Yeehaw old classic boy. Hey, our Ascension teams will get their classics soon, all right? Maybe that would be the buff that Boom won.
Very much so. You got to keep your eyes open for that Boom bundle. But yeah, you know, still around for Boom nonetheless. But I gotta love it when Komodo absolutely
These are the
loses his
moments.
mind.
These are the moments that, if you're watching this game, can infuriate you a little bit because they shouldn't happen.
Oh, I've already I was already infuriated by yesterday's
Puppy Beds at
Chinese
1776. Thank you
We're
so much
back
for the
into
prime.
it.
Appreciate the 14
PRX,
months,
you know,
mate.
they lost off of a bit of a half buy against Boom in that previous map.
Stinger, yeah, the
last
Stinger's
round,
so
less
strong.
thrifty to end it. I mean,
Again,
Now
people
we're
are
back
getting
into this where
better with it.
maybe starting to go off the flop side again. It's currently Boom with 4 straight rounds in a row.
It's not the 7 that PRX
His
started
mind-free
off with,
consistent
but
coach, he's definitely
with
helping the
PRX
team
hitting
out.
the pistol and the fact that Boom forced up, they get the second round.
there
they
to give
start
his
build
input.
a little bit of character on
Not
this
a-
defense side of their own.
I mean, it's a good
Maybe
idea.
there is a world. Famous has the operator in play. He's got to run it back as well. He's currently on 22 kills. I mean, he's putting up numbers.
Okay.
DOS 9 though, again.
PRX for
a little
sure
bit
regretting their
absent
decision to
today.
push short here. This is just a
For now,
good
it's just
overall example of
providing
like
value
how
with the
one
utility for the
mistake
team. He's the controller
can
after
really,
all.
really
Famous
cost you.
finding his off
And then you
back
got to
in.
think when
Gets
they have
PRX,
multiple
that's a
mistakes
double.
on
Needs
maps.
to heal though, 30
That's the
HP.
reason that they're
At
not
least it
winning
is an
maps.
operator, so he can go for another
But
challenge.
at the moment, it's only
PRX
really
wanna go
been
quickly
like
now into this
one
side.
super costly mistake.
Okay. Shrouded steps past the door. Forsaken B hops in, gets the door.
Okay, you can see
Yeah,
Famous
when
switch
You
guns,
could
get ready
use
to ult
Famous
in.
on this run it back as a
Wait,
glorified
He's
drone.
ulting with
That's
the...
exactly what he's looking to do in
Oh, no
alongside the
way.
rest of the
Oh my
team as well.
God.
Even as a sort of a drone, he finds a kill with a frenzy. Op shots fired back in. They know exactly where Jing is, and Jing looks to survive inside of hell. Smokes out.
It is
looks
a
to
smart
peek
by him.
through, does find the first.
Oh, it's
but
unlucky.
the
It was really
sortie
smart by him.
Makes
Realized he
quick
could
work of
isolate
Jing,
the
and
one
Boom
jewel
will
because of
be
his
going
smoke.
on with another win. That's 5 in a row now.
Tried
It's
to have
getting
some options with the
really
dark cover
scary
to
for them.
dance around a little bit, didn't he? Here's the reload of the shorty. You're going to get the idea that you want to go for that pick. But then DOS 9,
JJ7 Rays with the prime. Thank you
Maybe
with the
just
3
needed to
months,
hear
dude.
me.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Get mad at him, call him out, I don't know.
Sure
Great
enough.
start for Boom. Again, on this operator from Famous, it feels like he's got the magic touch at the moment when that gun is in his hand.
But I do want to question this, Komodo. Maybe if I could pose it to you.
Go for it.
PRX's attack looking
This guy's
a little
going
bit lackadaisical.
crazy.
We saw that on
25 to
Pearl. They
12. He had a
continue to
really
try
insane
to
first
bully
map
their
as
way
well.
into sites. They're
Black
trying
with the
to-
prime as well.
it
Thank you
appears
so
like
much for
they
the
threw
10
that
months also,
again
dude. Thank you for the
on
prime.
towards Ascent.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Happened to the
we
jackets.
know
Prime has
PRX
got hot.
proficient on attack. Seen it on Fracture, for example.
I'll be cold in
We
a
also
bit.
know, like, a map like Lotus, for example, Boom are pretty good on attack too, right? So coming in towards Ascent right now, where they're also looking pretty hot for this comeback. They're putting up their defenses. NC Slasher starting us off for 2.
Top still continuing to sing as well.
Did the
PRX.
Omenal hidden here as well? Yeah.
At some point, you gotta find
The bunny's
other
about
solutions.
to eat the
How do you get
internet
that
cable.
up?
Give me 2
Molly.
seconds.
You can't.
Oh, it goes a bit deep, and now it's done. 5 versus 3. 2-player advantage for Boom. An exit if they need. 2 ultimates that they can invest here. A lockdown, an Armageddon, but at this point in time, Quack, there's a minute that you're going to let PRX just simmer in the fact that this round might be unachievable. It might be the 6th round in a row for Boom.
I feel like it would be.
Yeah.
PRX looking to save right now.
Now you can
Definitely
just
need
Okay,
more
almost
time
a
to simmer and
disaster.
to discuss things
Real
over.
good.
shift into podcast mode for a minute, you know. The fact is, though, in
Margaret
these sort of
Watches, thank you so
situations
much for the
PRX,
Prime as well.
as long
Appreciate the
as
2
they're
months.
protecting their guns,
30
they can
seconds
use
left.
this as
Dude, they
a bit of
decided
a
to
talk
save
time
as
for
well?
the
Okay, I
team,
didn't miss
right?
anything.
And most importantly, how are they going to get this next round on the board?
Why they
Device
need
got
internet
steel
cables?
guard
They're
and
like
you
on top
pop
of the
that for
sofa.
a bit
They're,
of an
they're
explosion
tucked
for someone
away,
to get in towards the side, maybe
and
gain a bit of an advantage
I mean, they just
duel.
decided to explore there. Oh, great.
Possibly for the next
Might have to
round,
move
and that's
them.
gonna be
Might have to
this round's episode of
might
Flex
have to
Chat.
hide them a little bit better.
Welcome.
Oh, we
Justin
missed it.
Rowe with the Prime.
PRX,
Thank you the
PRX,
13
their first one.
mums. Appreciate it.
That's when that would have come out.
Still though, definitely needing to find some answer to possibly the early round aggression coming out from Boom or the op in the hands of Famous. Currently sitting on top.
Are they
of
zowing about the
25
bunnies?
kills.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
He was putting up huge numbers in that first
Exploring.
Yeah.
half, even though Boom was still
What are you talking about the
you know,
cables?
shaking a little bit on their attack.
The cables
Certainly
are kinda
having a map
fucked.
for him, that's for
Um,
sure. You know, we got a lot of these
man.
teams in our region that sometimes you've got players that are very consistent in the mid-range. You've got players that just have these absolutely brilliant maps. You know, Famous is having one of those ones at the moment.
They could keep this simple. They got
This
the
time position in a
Vice
safer
ult.
position
It's
off
really
of the
good over
timeout.
towards B.
Possibly anticipating some kind of a burst coming out from PRX. PRX, though, slowing
Info
things
drone
down a
over
little bit.
towards middle. The bunny's getting along a lot
the coolest
better
role at the
recently.
moment. Famous
actually
trying to
seeing
do his
progress.
pseudo-tarn impression, leading by example. Different agents and such, but they did go against each other previously, remember? And Pseudo-tarn got
Okay,
28
I'm
kills,
very
so
worried that they're gonna Vice
see if
ult
Famous is gonna be
here,
able to put up those
and then
numbers.
you're gonna see his
At least currently
tail
still
that
on
goes
the A
like
side,
this
so
from left to
PRX
right.
trying to cut noise.
and then they're gonna have to force through
before
whatever
exploding into
utils
the B
here.
side. Oh,
Cheeky.
it's going to be an Odin.
Yeah, it's not going to reach its mark, though.
Especially with the map
Yeah,
changes
there it
currently,
is.
but
Oh,
the
he does it the
Armageddon will
other
feel
way
smart.
rounds
Really
to
nicely done.
force
Steel
them
Garden
back
is
to
gonna
delay
essentially be
time.
countered by the Armageddon.
Sure.
You've got the lockdown if you need.
Oh.
Time to
Salvos
be
go
bought
in
by
as
those
well.
salvos
It's an
from
ult for an
the sheer.
ult.
I mean,
The
yeah,
drone
Guy hasn't
spots
played a
one.
flank, of course,
The
but
Fawns
40
go
seconds,
in,
a lot of this
but
input
NC
utility.
Slasher
But Batman finds NC Slasher in
commits.
out
Got
in
a
the open.
Killjoy
Spectre.
ult. They got 5
Shiro
seconds to.
digs himself deep, tries to
Oh
spray
god,
through
4
with the
seconds.
Odin, not quite finding its
3
mark. It's gonna
seconds.
be Berserks now after the
Damn,
other
they actually
end.
handled it pretty well. It's a
Still,
4v2.
Forsaken continues to push through. Famous now looking to find a pick off.
Do you want to go for this? There is a Vandal on the floor.
And possibly going to pick that up. Support from Frost9 as well.
I didn't
has been put on the
really
clutch.
like NC Slasher went for an
At
insanely
least to
bold
create a little bit
play
more space
to like
while
go
they
help
make their
his
way
mates
to
through the
lanes
vines.
or from stairs.
And honestly,
Blink
him
pushes more
spamming
short, but
probably
something
would have been the
happy to
best
trade.
move.
Off to the other end as
Okay,
well. That's
4
gonna be clean up.
chances.
PRX finally.
They did
We're
this
reaching
with,
towards
well,
match point.
did they do this with ults?
Well, that's what they were waiting
Really?
for, right? The 6 rounds in a row that we did see from Boom. This time, they hold off all that early utility.
Yeah, because like that's
Can't
just
get
a,
in towards it when they
that's
invest
just an
the Steel
individual
Garden,
duel
but that
there. He's
lockdown
just playing on his
not
own.
able to be protected by Berserks. You highlighted that Famous was on the other side of the map. They had to run a marathon to get towards this B site, and it was a little bit too late. And this is credit towards the space that PRX gave
Okay,
themselves.
something
in
picks up the
first
op
half,
as well,
right?
so op v op battle.
All they need is just one more round, but still 4 chances for Boom to try to really push this all the way through to overtime. Well, I mean, 0 chances actually, but still. Okay. DOS9 digs himself deep into Wine. And see Slasher with the op this time. We'll be able to block off Catwalk.
Something smoked
Would you
didn't go
expect that
far
one?
enough.
Shiro, though, onto Forsaken as
Wait.
well. Jing able to at least
But why?
establish one, but no trade.
goodness.
So Boom will hold player advantage ×2. And they just have to make sure that they don't drop this one from here. Good
Let's do a little
crossfire
money
into
check-in,
mid on the back
and we
the
can kind of
Alava.
see that these two need to save.
Discipline and positions still. Pop flashed over. Shiro
Or-
peeks.
Or
And Devi and Patman
3 site?
happy to take this B site. Spike
2v4?
down now.
Two
Soon
very nicely calculated 2v1 duels there, by the way.
Nancy Slasher could possibly swap the weapon over onto a rifle if they are to go for this retake, but Divine,
bro. No way.
pushing further on through as well.
The Shear's
And they
just
have
gonna
the
give up all
wall.
the information. You know the flank is where it's coming from, and you're just going to play protected.
And you know it was
Back
open
at the
last
side.
time you saw him.
Time is your friend now as PRX.
Fragment 2. So Salvos block off
They
stairs,
got a
special
solid
delivery,
flash
and he's
as well.
looking to find a bit more space. Maybe
Just
looking to
flash
pick them
double
off.
swing.
PRX cannot make a single mistake.
Oh boy.
Divine with the peek out though.
Can't miss
They
a shot
forget
here.
he had an
Now
op.
on a one-on-one. Petman holding, listening for the drop. The op still a very lethal threat. Hops on over with the shorty, and Patman
Really nice from
creates more
Patman. He's
space
going
in
to get
between
the
him and his
shorty out.
opponent just
Okay,
above the scoreline
PRX
over
win an
the
Ascent,
finishing
and they
line.
made
Scoreline is
they
gonna
made
be
everyone
13
sweat
to
because of
8,
that second
and PRX will push us into
round
a
spot.
map number 3.
Well,
say second
we're kind
round.
of questioning what
The
is this
14th round.
Ascent map going to look like for PRX when they haven't played it in quite some time, right? Burning it out most recently, of course. Boom.